The boating market just crashed, and nobody saw it coming. Prices are falling faster than ever, wiping out years of equity in a single season. Models that sold for six figures are now being dumped for thousands less, and the losses are staggering. What caused it? Rising rates, fuel costs, and a flood of new tech that made last year's boats feel ancient overnight. These are the 12 models hit hardest by the 2025 collapse, and number 1 will shock you. Sea Ray SLX 280. Some collapses don't make headlines. They whisper through the marinas. The 2024 Sea Ray SLX 280 was supposed to be the modern symbol of weekend luxury. Wide beam, polished helm, twin Mercury V8s purring under a sky of chrome. Yet by early 2025, that shine came with a sting. Boats that sold new for around $245,000 were quietly listing for about $175,000, a drop of roughly $70,000 in under a year. Why the sudden slide? Timing. Sea Ray's next year refresh landed faster than anyone expected. The 2025 version brought a more efficient outboard setup and a full digital dash overhaul. Overnight, last year's model looked older than its paperwork. Dealers sitting on leftover stock began cutting deep, not to attract new owners but to keep from paying mounting floor plan interest. Those reductions rippled through resale listings, pulling private sellers down with them. There is proof everywhere. Auction sites show once new hulls closing nearly 30% below sticker. Financing statements reveal owners upside down before the first service interval. Insurance premiums, higher fuel costs, and tech fatigue all converged into one harsh truth. Prestige no longer protects value. The Sea Ray SLX 280 didn't fail because it was flawed. It failed because the market moved faster than its upgrades. And if a name that strong can lose that much that quickly, wait until you see the brand that built too many to survive. If you've made it this far, you're clearly watching the numbers closely. Tap that like button and drop a comment below. Tell me which boat's fall shocked you the most. Bayliner VR5 Bowrider. It began with optimism, calm waters, open decks, and a promise that a family boat could still be affordable. The 2024 Bayliner VR5 Bowrider looked like the answer. A trusted name, manageable price, compact enough for weekend storage, yet capable enough for real lake miles. But by spring of 2025, that confidence vanished. Dealership records from several southern states show the VR5 stacked deep on lots, rows of them untouched since last summer. Bayliner built too many. Demand never caught up. When production exceeds patience, value evaporates. Units that sold near $52,000 last year now move barely above $36,000. That's a loss of roughly 30%, faster than any Bayliner in recent memory. Look closer, and the pattern becomes clear. Incentives ran too long. Floor plan interest built pressure. Then came the rental fleets. Thousands of lightly used VR5s released back into circulation. The market flooded overnight. Auction receipts show boats with less than 100 engine hours closing below $35,000, often without a single bid above reserve. This wasn't a quality issue. It was arithmetic. Too many boats, too few wallets willing to chase them. The Bayliner VR5 Bowrider became proof that affordability doesn't guarantee protection. It just sinks slower. And if oversupply dragged the VR5 under, the next name on this list proves that even performance and power can't stay afloat when the market tide turns. Mastercraft XT24. Every summer has a showboat. And in 2024, it was the Mastercraft XT24. Tower speakers, sculpted hull, the kind of wake that turns calm water into a stadium. But when the new season rolled in, that roar turned quiet. What was once the pride of the lake became the symbol of a financial hangover. At launch, these boats pushed well past $180,000. They sold fast, often on 5 or 6-year loans. But then interest rates climbed from roughly 5% to more than 9%, and monthly payments ballooned. Owners started missing installments, and dealers started stacking inventory. A leaked sales sheet from early 2025 shows dozens of XT24s marked down by $40,000 each, with extended warranties thrown in just to move them. On auction listings, depreciation is brutal. Late model units with fewer than 50 engine hours now average around 115,000. That is a drop of roughly 35% in less than 12 months. Even for a premium name like Mastercraft, that kind of fall signals panic, not preference. The XT24 didn't lose because of performance. It lost because the financing math stopped working. And if rising rates could sink a boat built for thrill, wait until you see what fuel prices did to the next one in line. Yamaha 242 Limited S. Some losses happen quietly, out on the docks where engines echo across empty slips. The 2024 Yamaha 242 Limited S looked unstoppable. Twin-jet propulsion, sleek lines, and Yamaha's reputation for reliability. Yet within one season, the value charts began to slide like wet rope through a hand. At retail, these boats hovered near $70,000. Now, listings across national dealer networks show the same models closing between $45,000 and $47,000. That's roughly a 35% correction in under 12 months. The reason isn't hidden. It's printed on every marina's fuel receipt. With gas climbing past $5 per gallon, and the 242 burning nearly 20 gallons an hour at cruising speed, ownership costs doubled almost overnight. Maintenance added insult to injury. The specialized jet drive requires regular flushes and impeller service, and parts delays have stretched wait times into weeks. Forums show owners posting repair invoices north of $2,000 before hitting their first 100 hours. The result? A market flooded with barely used listings. Auction houses confirm prices bottoming out faster than any Yamaha in the last decade. The lesson stings. Efficiency matters more than flash. And if the 242 was undone by fuel and upkeep, the next boat's downfall came from technology moving faster than its warranty ever could. Chaparral 21 SSIOB. Depreciation doesn't always come from defects. Sometimes it's the clock that kills the value. The 2024 Chaparral 21 SSIOB entered the market with solid engineering, sharp lines, and the reputation of a builder that rarely misses. Yet within months, that confidence turned into hesitation. What changed? A new generation arrived faster than expected. Chaparral announced its 2025 lineup with a redesigned hybrid hull, upgraded electronics, and improved noise insulation. The result? Every 2024 instantly looked outdated. Dealers holding unsold inventory panicked. Retail stickers once reading $59,000 quietly shifted down toward $45,000, with trade-in quotes sinking even further. A loss hovering near 25% before the first spring thaw. Industry reports confirm it. Listings from Boat Trader and Yacht World show over 170 pre-owned units posted simultaneously this year, many still under warranty. Supply exceeded demand, and private sellers began undercutting each other to move stock. The depreciation math was simple and brutal. The moment the new design landed, older models stopped turning heads and stopped commanding price. This chapter isn't about flaws, it's about speed. When innovation outpaces ownership, even good boats lose ground. And if fresh technology can erase confidence that quickly, what happens when a brand's reputation itself becomes the problem? That's exactly where the next story begins. Scarab 195 ID. Some declines start with silence. A few warning posts on owner forums, a handful of warranty claims, then suddenly the story breaks wide open. The 2024 Scarab 195 ID promised excitement in a compact frame, jet propulsion, bold graphics, and performance that felt bigger than its length. Yet by the end of its first season, the numbers told a different story. Retail tags that once read $48,000 are now showing resale figures closer to $29,000. That's nearly a 40% collapse in less than 12 months. The proof isn't rumor, it's in the listings. Auction records from Florida and Texas show dozens of 195 IDs sitting unsold for weeks, even with dealer incentives stacked on top. The reason is reputation. Reports of steering glitches, faulty electrical systems, and delayed parts began to spread faster than the manufacturer could respond. Owners started unloading them early, hoping to exit before the depreciation deepened. Service technicians quietly confirmed what firms already suspected. The problems were real, and fixes were inconsistent. Once that trust was gone, the market turned cold. It wasn't performance that hurt the Scarab 195 ID. It was confidence. And once confidence disappears, no amount of horsepower can bring it back. And if damaged reputation can sink a small jet boat that fast, imagine what happens when rising costs hit a legendary name once thought unsinkable. Boston Whaler 230. Outrage. Legacy used to mean safety. When someone said Boston Whaler, people thought unsinkable. But in 2025, that confidence took on water. The 2024 Boston Whaler 230. Outrage carried the weight of its name. Offshore pedigree, heavy hull, premium fittings. Yet none of it stopped the slide in value. Brand new, these boats commanded close to $159,000. A year later, resale averages sit near $114,000. That is a 28% drop, confirmed by auction summaries and brokerage data from the Gulf Coast. The reason isn't performance, it's cost gravity. Insurance rates for high horsepower offshore models jumped by 18% nationwide. Slip fees and storage costs followed suit, eating away at ownership margins. Dealers report older clients walking away mid-negotiation, saying one sentence that keeps echoing across marinas. It's not the price, it's the upkeep. And they're right. Between fuel, mooring, and maintenance, annual costs on the 230 Outrage now exceed $10,000 before a single upgrade. Combine that with a market shift towards smaller, trailerable hulls, and the classic deep V design suddenly looks more burden than bragging right. Even legends can't fight arithmetic. And if tradition couldn't save the Boston Whaler, what chance does craftsmanship have when luxury demand itself begins to fade? Grady White Freedom 285. Strength and craftsmanship once defined this name. The 2024 Grady White Freedom 285 carried that legacy. Hand-laid hull. Dual consoles built for both comfort and rough water command. Yet as the tide of 2025 rolled in, even that pedigree couldn't resist the pull of a slowing luxury market. When it launched, sticker prices floated near $310,000. Today, pre-owned listings are closing around $245,000, a fall of roughly $65,000 in less than a year. Finance data from coastal dealerships show loan activity on new Grady Whites down 22% year over year. The reason is simple but sharp: higher rates, fewer qualified buyers, and shifting priorities. Many longtime owners, once proud to upgrade every few seasons, are holding tight to older hulls. Demand vanished faster than supply could adjust. Maintenance costs haven't helped. Twin outboards can burn more than 40 gallons an hour under load, and service intervals keep shortening. Owners admit the math no longer makes sense. The depreciation curve finally caught up to a brand that once seemed immune. The Freedom 285 still looks and feels solid. It just costs too much to chase pride across open water. And if a flagship like that can drift off course, Imagine what happens when easy credit turns ordinary pontoons into an all-out repo storm. If you want real proof before every market shift hits, make sure you're subscribed. No fluff, no ads, just straight data that protects your wallet before prices dive again. Sun Tracker Party Barge 22 RF. Some collapses don't start in luxury marinas. They start in driveways. The 2024 Sun Tracker Party Barge 22 RF was the weekend favorite. Easy to tow, easy to launch, and once priced within reach of nearly every working family who wanted summer on the water. But when cheap loans turned into delinquent payments, this party ended fast. By late spring of 2025, loan delinquency reports from Experian Marine showed pontoon defaults at a 10-year high. Nearly 14% of those accounts belonged to Sun Tracker owners. Repossession lots filled up from the Carolinas to Oklahoma, with 22 RF models leading the lineup. Boats that sold new for $48,000 now appear at auction for less than $27,000. A 44% drop that stunned even seasoned dealers. It wasn't build quality that failed. It was overextension. Dealers flooded the market with easy credit, long terms, and deferred payments. When interest rates reset, budgets cracked. Families who thought they owned a weekend retreat instead owned a finance problem. Every market correction has a symbol. And this year, it's the Party Barge 22 RF. Proof that even affordable fun carries risk when demand outruns discipline. And while pontoons fell victim to credit pressure, the next boat shows how even performance cruisers can lose half their value when technology races ahead. Formula 3 10 Sun Sport. Performance once defined the Formula brand. The 2024 Formula 310 Sun Sport looked unstoppable. Long, sleek, and built for those who wanted muscle beneath refinement. But by early 2025, that confidence faded faster than the shine on its stainless fittings. The same boat that demanded $340,000 new is now changing hands near $210,000. A fall of more than $130,000 in under 12 months. The reasons are visible in every marina ledger. Fuel costs soared, storage fees doubled, and a new wave of hybrid assist cruisers made the gas-only formula feel like a relic overnight. Data from Boat US resale trackers show market absorption time stretching to 9 months, triple the normal cycle. That means owners waiting nearly a year to sell, while depreciation keeps chewing away month after month. It's not about quality. The 310 Sun Sport still handles like a dream. The issue is timing. Technology advanced faster than perception. Electric boosted propulsion, digital helm systems, and maintenance-light drivetrains all stole the spotlight. The classic gas cruiser, once a badge of success, suddenly became a signal of inefficiency. In the world of high-speed leisure, tradition alone no longer pays its own fuel bill. Transition. And as performance icons stumble, one of the most trusted wake names in boating finds itself in the same undertow. Only this time, the fall started at the factory. Malibu Wakesetter 23 LSV. Success can turn to surplus faster than a wave fades behind the stern. The 2024 Malibu Wakesetter 23 LSV entered the market as the undisputed leader of wake sports. Refined design, cutting-edge ballast tech, and torque that could pull a skier through concrete. Yet by the start of 2025, that dominance had become a burden. Malibu's production reports show a record build cycle in 2024, flooding showrooms with more units than demand could carry. When interest rates rose, those same boats stalled on dealer lots. Incentive sheets leaked in June, revealing discounts upward of $50,000 off new models, complete with free accessories and extended warranties. That single move crushed used values overnight. Pre-owned listings that once fetched $184,000 now hover near $115,000, a 38% loss in less than a year. Financing tightened. fuel costs bit harder, and buyers realized patience was worth more than horsepower. Auction data from Illinois and Utah confirm it. Low-hour LSVs closing below dealer cost, often to wholesalers. The Malibu Wakesetter 23 LSV didn't lose its performance, it lost its scarcity. When every showroom has one, the badge stops meaning premium, and yet the sharpest plunge was still ahead. A flagship that promised the future, only to find itself stranded by its own innovation. Tig Z5. Some collapses happen in slow motion, others hit like a rogue wave. The 2024 Tig Z5 looked untouchable. Bold surf technology, a six-figure price tag, and marketing that promised the next generation of wake performance. But by spring of 2025, that promise had turned into the steepest fall of the year. At launch, the Tig Z5 listed near $198,000. By spring, used models averaged $108,000, a 45% fall in 10 months. The cause was timing. Tig unveiled a redesigned hull with integrated smart surf automation, instantly making every 2024 model feel outdated. Owners who took delivery last summer watched resale listings collapse before their first loan statement came due. Forums filled with frustration. Some boats hadn't even reached their first service interval when values bottomed out. The technology wasn't flawed. It was replaced too quickly. When progress outruns ownership, depreciation becomes permanent. And there you have it. 12 boats that lost more in 1 year than some homes gained in 5. The market's shifting fast, and the next wave of price drops is already building. If you found this eye-opening, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because the next video dives into the boats still holding their value before the market corrects again. Which model shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments below, and let's see who spotted the biggest sinker first.